Okay, right. We're ready to go. Brilliant. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is, first of all, thank you ever so much for joining the webinar. Really appreciate it. Thanks for giving up time. I know we're all too busy these days to do stuff like this, but signing up and actually sitting here is a big commitment, and I appreciate that. And I've got two ways, yes or no. I don't sort of hold things back. What I do is I spend 1 hour, talk very, very quickly, and I give you as much value as I can. Why? Because I'm incredibly passionate about LinkedIn. I believe in it 100% as a sales generation tool. It's the #1 tool that I use to get business. I've done so for the last 4 years. I've perfected the art literally of finding people I want to speak to on LinkedIn and booking appointments. And that's really what I use it for. But there's so much other things you can do with LinkedIn. It's a real utility tool. It's great for networking. It's great for following up. It's great for reconnecting with people. I mean, how many people in business have we lost contact with over the last 2 or 3, 4 years? Ex-colleagues, bosses, ex-clients. Just phoning up out of the blue can be a little bit difficult. Who do you want and why? But if you connect on LinkedIn, nice soft approach. You can look at their profile, see there's some synergy. It's great for rekindling old business relationships. And for me, it's the common thread that links all my marketing together. I would never dream of doing sort of an AdWords campaign if I couldn't follow people up personally on LinkedIn. I would never dream of doing doing landing pages if I couldn't follow up them on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the personal approach that I use in business. But let me tell you how it all started for me. It was about 4 years ago now. I was trying to get another business started, and I was having a really miserable time. I don't know if anyone's done sustained cold calling before, but it's bloody miserable when people don't want to talk to you. You come up with all sorts of wonderful excuses not to pick up that phone because you don't want it, because you don't want to be told no again and again and again. I was trying to get this business idea started, which wasn't particularly good, I'll admit it, but it was training people on how to use BlackBerries and iPhones. I was trying to help some solicitors and highly paid people to get the best smartphones and a clue how to use them. So I was going to get IT trainers and run these courses. I thought it was a good idea, but my route to market was cold calling. I was literally just calling up companies going, "Hi, it's Adam Petford here. Would you like some smartphone training?" And who? What? Smartphone? Oh, you need to speak to the person in human resources. You need to speak to the guy and say, I just got thrown all over the place. And nobody really was interested. Why? Because just a voice on the end of a phone. I had no sort of credibility or anything. And it just wasn't successful. For the last 6 months, I was doing it day in, day out, making 40, 50 calls a day. Got nowhere and got really down and realized that my business venture wasn't going to work. I've run out of all my money and I was having to go out and get a real job, which I really didn't want to do. But I had a LinkedIn account, but I didn't really believe in it as a serious business tool, which many people don't really believe in it as a business tool. They sort of connect with a few people and just leave it there. Well, I was one of those, and I started looking at the interface and started understanding how it all works. And I went to the advanced search and I realized that you could do a search on companies. I thought, that's interesting. So I just put BlackBerry in there. Now, BlackBerry's a company I've been trying to get into for years, or for months. Got absolutely nowhere with them. Don't call us. We don't give any customer service out. We're not about customer service. We go through suppliers. But I put BlackBerry in LinkedIn, press return. And all the employees turned up throughout the world. There's about 400 people on there. Sales director, UK sales director, human resources, operations manager, area director. All this information was at my fingertips. I thought, I just spent 6 months trying to get this. And then the guy right at the top was the director of the whole of the North European region, a real senior guy. And, when you approach companies, if you can go to the top and work your way down, you can't really go wrong. It's better than trying to weave your way up. So I like to go straight to the top. So I looked at this guy's profile. He worked for BlackBerry for like 20 years, and he'd taken this route up. And normally guys have gatekeepers all around, impossible to get through. But he was on LinkedIn. And I was looking at his profile. I noticed a little number 2 next to his name. I thought, I wonder what that is. And I realized that through LinkedIn that we shared a contact. We had something in common. I thought, I might be able to get an introduction here. I didn't know the guy very well, the mutual contact, but I just did it anyway. Clicked on his profile. It had his phone number on there. Picked up the phone and said, "Hi, it's Adam Petford here." "Oh, right, how well do you know this guy at BlackBerry?" He said, I know him pretty well. I said, "Great, will you make an introduction for him?" He said, "Yeah, no problem." I thought, okay, put the phone down. 10 minutes later, I get an email from LinkedIn saying, "Congratulations, you just connected to this guy at BlackBerry." I thought, wow, fantastic. What do I do now? I just sent an email. I made it up. I just thought I'd give it a go. It said, "Thank you ever so much for connecting with me. I always make sure I speak to everybody when I make a connection. Can you let me know a good time to call?" Sent it. Got an email back personally from him saying, "Can you give me a call at 10 o'clock? Here's my mobile number." And it's about 10 to 10. I've been doing this for about 20 minutes. So you can imagine after 6 months of cold calling, getting absolutely nowhere, being blocked by gatekeepers, within sort of 20 minutes, I get into the heart of one of the biggest companies in the world at the time. I get straight through to the guy at the top. He asks me to call him and gives me his own personal mobile number. I mean, I just thought, how much progress have I just made through LinkedIn? More than I had the last 6 months. I called the guy up at 10 o'clock, and I just remember it. It was for the first time in 6 months, I was actually speaking to someone that wanted to speak to me, that was genuinely interested in my product. Why? Because he was a relevant person. And I was on the phone to him over an hour, explaining all my training principles, and he was loving what I was doing. He put me in contact with some suppliers, and I signed a training contract with them the next day. I suddenly realized that I got business. I suddenly made a success. I made a step forward, and I realized that LinkedIn is far more than a tool just to, put you on, put a CV on there or just connect with business partners. It gives you the ability to search and find and make benign connections to people you can help in business. How valuable is that? So you can actually sit in, I'm going to show you how to do it. You can go, right, I need to speak to sales directors in Gloucester today, because that's when you're right, you just do sales director in Gloucester, a few hundred come up, and usually you've got routes to them. Usually you've got a way to connect. And when you connect, there's a special engagement technique that I'm going to show you today, which has a very, very good turnaround. So there's a very good chance that the people you connect with, you're going to book an appointment. And that's what LinkedIn's all about, booking appointments. So I've been doing this the last 4 years. I do other stuff as well. We do internet marketing and social media marketing. But LinkedIn remains the #1 tool. Why? Because we use it every day. I build a business on LinkedIn. I believe it's the best marketing tool ever created because it can connect you and help you start conversations with anyone that you want in business. Now, could you imagine a tool that does that? There isn't anything out there. If you like networking, this is like networking in a room of 200 million people, and you don't have to talk to everybody, and you don't have to have the breakfast, and you don't have to drive somewhere, and you don't have to pay the fee. So incredibly, incredibly powerful tool. So let's crack on then. And I'm going to start with what I'm going to go through today. I'm going to give you, make sure you got a pen and paper there, because I talk at such a rate. But I'm going to give you 5 really good actions that you can actually implement straight away. It's going to make a difference in your business, and that's what's really important to me. So let's run through there now. Let me just bring up my LinkedIn profile here. So we've got that. Let me just come down there. Right. Okay. Great. Well, let's run to the first one. What is LinkedIn all about, and what is your positioning? Now, LinkedIn, if you want to be successful, if you want to make a difference, and I've learned this over the last 4 years, what is absolutely critical is get your positioning and your strategy right. What do I mean by that? Well, there is no point in calling yourself a sales director or a salesperson because, what are you selling and what are you doing? Remember that nobody is particularly interested in you. Nobody is particularly interested in what you do apart from you and maybe your mum. So when you connect with somebody, what's in it for me? Why should I speak to you? What am I going to get out of it? And try and put yourself in the eyes of the people that you want to engage. Now, where does LinkedIn belong in this? This is what I've created here. This is what I call a sort of a sales triangle, as you can see. I believe these days sales are seldom done on one call. People seldom buy from you. Unless you're selling a mobile phone holder, people will rarely buy from you from that first engagement. You've got to build trust. You got to interview. When I mean interview, you've got to understand what they really need. You've got to build a solution. And then you can build long-term engagement and you can take action. But really what LinkedIn is very good at is it belongs at the bottom. It's the approach. Now, if you don't take anything else from this webinar, take this. Don't sell through LinkedIn. It's not for selling. You try and sell through LinkedIn, you won't succeed. It's no good connecting with your target market and saying, buy from me, because there's no trust. There's no connection there. Yes, if you connect on LinkedIn, you take a step forward, but there's a lot more to go. I believe the best way to use LinkedIn is connect to your target market. That's the approach. Then what you want to do is get them on the phone. Let's have a phone conversation. Let's book an appointment. When you get on the phone, you can talk to them in real time. Words is 9% of communication. So if you're emailing someone on LinkedIn, you're losing 81% of communication. You are not going to sell a thing. You are not going to engage with them emotionally with 9%. So approach on LinkedIn, book a phone call, pick up the phone. LinkedIn's job is essentially done. Then you move to the interview stage. That's your skill on actual selling. That's your product. That's how good a salesperson you are. With your solution, and you take action. But where LinkedIn is so good at, and I believe where most salespeople fall down, I speak to a lot of salespeople, and they'll say, Adam, I'm a great salesman, got a great product. You get me a lead, I'll make the sale. Yeah, most people can, actually, if you've got a decent product, is getting the lead in the first place. And very, very few people can actually create cold leads. Now, I mean, what I mean by that is there's the phone, there's the yellow pages, now go and get some business. Incredibly difficult thing to do. And people who can do that are worth their weight in gold. Where LinkedIn helps is that process. You know, I was a headhunter in London for about 10 years in the 90s. I'm not that old, but sounds old. But I literally was given the yellow page and told to get on with it. And I must have made 200 cold calls a day. How much time did I waste leaving messages, getting blocked, gatekeepers? I mean, maybe 1 to 100 calls actually got through, sort of thing. So with LinkedIn, you can literally destroy cold calling. You can cut the time chasing gatekeepers by I haven't spoken to a gatekeeper in 4 years. Why? I don't need to. I've got all their details on LinkedIn. If I connect with someone on LinkedIn, they give me permission to contact them. It's a case that I'm taking to the next level. So when we're about positioning, though, let's have a look here at a couple of profiles so we can see what's going on. Now, I'm going to bring up my profile, and we'll have a little look here. Positioning is really, really, really important. And what do I mean by positioning? Well, look at my profile here. I say this, look, quite simply. I don't leave people in any doubt what it is that I do. Here we go, look. That's what I do. I help sales teams book more appointments through LinkedIn. That's what I do. That's my value. Declare your value in your professional headline. Just go edit profile in here, and you can then go to here and then go straight through there. And then normally what that do, it'll take your job title, but you want to change that. Now, what else could I say? Well, you know, it's an interesting one because I might be business to consumer. How would I position myself then? Oh, server, hang on, that's not too useful, is it? Okay, let's try it here. Yeah, LinkedIn can be a bit buggy sometimes. Let's try this profile. There we go. Now, look at Alison. Alison is a professional wedding photographer. Now, if you are business to consumer, let's say you're non-business. Now, how do you use LinkedIn? Because it's business to business, isn't it? There'd be no point Alison positioning herself here saying, I take great wedding pictures. What's the point in that? She can't find people on LinkedIn about to get married. It's not on there. So what is she using LinkedIn for? She's looking to build relationships with other people in the wedding industry. We talk about cake makers, venue hosts, people, wedding ring makers, because they can share leads, can't they? They can build a referral circle. Oh, you're getting your cake done. What's your photographer? Oh, you let me down. Let me give you Alison's details. So she can build a great referral business through LinkedIn. That's how you use it. If you're in utility warehouse or network marketing, use LinkedIn to grow a team. You know, connecting with great business owners and freeing them from the workplace, or something like position yourself as a business to business. Don't try and target end users, because you just won't find them on there. That information isn't on there. Your proposition has to be clear and concise. So that's about positioning. It's really important. And you position yourself essentially on your headline. Don't leave any doubt about what it is that you do, because people aren't looking for you. They aren't going to drop everything and try and work you out in 20 minutes. They might give you 10 seconds. And in that 10 seconds, they're going to read that headline. And if it's interesting, they might come down here. They might start looking at this. If this headline doesn't say anything, no one needs a wedding. I don't need a wedding photographer. I'm not getting married. But I might be in wedding cakes. I might not click that I need a referral circle. So really, really important. Okay, let's move on to the LinkedIn profile. Now, I'm going to bring Peter into the call. I had a chat with him a moment ago. Let's have a look, see if I can find him. Let's have a look. Where is he? There he is. Oh, come on. Pete, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you great. Okay, let's have a look at your profile then, Pete. Great profile picture, by the way. Make sure you have a good profile picture. It's really, really important. It's important for a number of things, but a bad profile picture can turn people off straight away. I mean, if you're having a party or something, maybe the person that you want to engage is quite introvert, doesn't like outgoing people, might turn them off straight away. If you've got something on there that's contentious, it might just turn that person off. We don't know. Don't take the risk. Just have a nice profile picture. Peter, your picture's perfect there. So looking at your profile, how are we going to position you on here that's going to get people wanting to talk to you? Now, remember, it's not about you. It's about the people that you want to engage. Now, we had a chat a minute ago, didn't we? And you were sort of saying you help sort of build great sales teams, don't you? So let's have a go at trying to build you a headline. So now, this may or may not be right, okay? Sales team You might not like this, but it's an idea. Sales team troubleshooter, maybe?
Turnaround guy. So however you would word that.
Sales team turn around.
Turnaround.
Like okay. Right. Straight away, it's giving you because what you got at the moment is an internal sales executive. It doesn't mean anything. What are you trying to sell?
It's not internal. It's interim. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Interim. Okay, but it's not telling me exactly what you do.
I understand.
Yeah.
Got it.
So and it won't work without my triangles. So I'll give you a triangle there like that. Okay. Now.
I'm sorry. What do you mean by the triangle?
Oh, it's just a little thing that I use. I like to use triangles. So do that like that. Okay. Now, might say something like this: helping to build. Great.
Turn around underperforming sales teams.
Yeah. Okay. That. Get.
Now, is the triangle static, or does it lead to something else?
No, it doesn't at all. It just separates it out. But what I would do here is I would go sales team turnaround, interim sales team
development.
Well, think about it. People might use troubleshooter. They might do. So what I'd do there is I'd do that. Like that, so you've got keywords in there. So that headline there, it might not be right. I know you want to change it a little bit, but can you see there, if someone looks at that, Peter, they know what you're about. Yep. There's no confusion there, okay? So try that, give that a go. I'll give you a headline there. Okay, that's what you want there. That goes there, it positions you. Your headline follows you everywhere on LinkedIn. And yeah, the reason why I want keywords in there is if I do an advanced search on myself now, let's just jump in there. Let's go people, like that. And if I go LinkedIn training, press return, can you see I come right to the top? Why? So I get LinkedIn training in my headline. In terms of SEO, LinkedIn looks at this first and searches. So if whatever's in your headline, you'll come to the top of the search. So you put a couple of keywords in there. You might even want to do a keyword search to find out what people are looking for in your business. You might be surprised. You might find people are looking for sales troubleshooter or something like that. If that's the case, put it in your headline. And you'll get more views, you'll get more connections. Okay? Right, okay.
How do you figure out what keywords people are looking at?
That's a completely different story. You need to do a keyword search. I can help you with it offline, but I'm not going to do it now because we're doing it on LinkedIn. But there's lots of things you can do.
Okay.
I would clear that as well. You've got your Mac there. Make sure you've got a professional email address because your Mac's it's not one you want to use. You want a professional email. You want a professional domain there. That's important that you do that, Pete, okay? With your summary, if I can give you a little bit of advice, talk about yourself in the first person. Connect with people emotionally. So you want to say here, hello and thank you for taking the time to be in my profile. You spaced it out nicely, but make it about you, not about the business. So I would say here, I have a real passion for sales. I love working with sales teams. I love helping sales teams that aren't performing. Talk about what you do with passion, with joy, emotionally. That's what get people think, you know what, I want to talk to this guy. If they know you love what you do, they know you'll go the extra mile. They'll know that you'll do everything to make that team work. You're not just doing it to pay the bills. And that's what gets people wanting to talk to you. Passion. This is what I do. It's God, Pete, can you come in and help my sales team? They're not performing. Let's have a chat. Remember your profiles to get a phone call, nothing else. So don't try and sell yourself too much here. Try and talk about what you do. Basically what they do is say, hello, thank you for my profile. God, I absolutely love what I do. I love it. It's my passion. I'm so pleased to help people. I do 3 things for my clients. Bang, bang, bang. Bullet point 3 things because the mind homes in on 3. Next paragraph, I'm on LinkedIn to reach out and build great relationships with sales directors and people involved in sales. Okay. Last statement is what you do outside of work. Humanize your profile a little bit by doing that. I mean, if you look at mine down here, and be completely honest. It's really important. See, make it nice and easy on the eye. There's my passionate statement. That's what I do for my clients. And that's what I do outside of work. I have to say I'm an Aston Villa fan. It's a labour of love. But visit the gym and outdoor physical challenges. Just put what you do outside of work, Pete, and you'll humanise your profile, okay?
Okay.
Great stuff. Thanks for listening. Okay, well that's hopefully help Pete out a little bit. It's hopefully helped you all out because it's completely relevant what I've just said there. No matter what you do, talk about what you do passionately up there straight away so people can see. This is what I do, and I love what I do. It's going to get people wanting to talk to you. There is no better online networking message than saying, I love what I do. Because if you love what you do, you're going to be passionate, and the chances are you're going to be pretty good at it as well. So always, always, always talk about what you're doing. The first person with passion and vigor. And don't waffle in your summary. Less is more. Remember, people are going to look at your profile for a few seconds. Don't muddy it. Don't fall into trap of thinking, just put everything on there. Let's just put it all on there like a CV. Only put what's on there that's relevant to the people that you want to engage. One more thing about what I like to say on LinkedIn is lots of recommendations. The more recommendations, the better. Lots of energy here, made it very visual, uploaded documents. How do you get good recommendations? Well, it's quite straightforward. It has to be recommended here. And if you go down here, choose what you want to get recommended under. You can only get recommended from people in your first line network. So I go down here. They've got to be connected to them already. So let's jump in here. Come on, LinkedIn. It's gonna be a bit of a delay because the Americans log on a Thursday. Okay. Let's just pretend this guy went on a LinkedIn training course. Now, I'm not going to send that. Why? Because you said, will you write me a recommendation? I want to somehow steer and manage and guide that recommendation. So the kind of thing I do here is I take that out and I'd send a personal message. What am I going to say here? I want to go, hi, Kevin, and write this down. It's, please, can you take the time? Let's say you met him at a LinkedIn training course. It was great to meet you at my LinkedIn workshop last Friday. Please, can you take the time to write me a personal recommendation and include the following? I'll put 3 things on there. What am I going to put? Well, what does it say on my profile? Jump back on my profile. It says getting more leads, sales, and business. The first thing I'm going to say is, do you now feel you can use LinkedIn to get more leads, sales, and business? Next thing, would you recommend me to other business owners? Did I meet your expectations? What am I going to get back then? I can use LinkedIn to get more leads, sales, and business. And I'm exceeding my expectations. With no doubt you're recommending to other people, and you can take those recommendations and you can actually guide them because I've got here, it's in line directly what I'm saying up there. So look, what I've got now is a profile that outlines my value. I talk about it passionately, and do you know what? I've got solid evidence to back it up. So now all I need to do is approach sales teams or people that need help generating more appointments, connect with them, and have a conversation. It's as easy as that when you've got the energy on there. Now, this leaves people in no doubt, really, that I know what I'm talking about. I mean, I wouldn't have got that many recommendations if I didn't know what I was talking about. I might have got one from my mom, but I wouldn't have got 271 from business owners, sales directors, everybody out there if I didn't get results. So can Adam Petford get results? Is he any good? Doesn't eliminate that worry, but it helps it along, and it might be the difference between getting an appointment and not. So really important there that you spend some time and actually request recommendation and ask for 3 things. So let's just, and what you can do with recommendation, lots of clever stuff as well. I like being clever, and these are little tricks that I've made. Nice recommendation here. What I'd like to do, if I do a print screen, I know you can't see what I'm doing. If you've got a Mac, I can't help you. But if you just do a control print screen and then go to Paint like that and do a control V, can you see now what I've got? It's what's going on with my computer here? It's not behaving. Oh, there you go. What's going on there? All right, let's just, what have I done? Inches default. All right, let's try that again. Let's kill that. Know what's going on there. Let's try it again. I was messing about with it this morning. That's probably the problem. Hopefully it'll work now. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I've done a print screen on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my best recommendations and I'm just going to cut it out like that. Okay, and I'm going to move that, and I can actually paste it onto a Word document. Why would I want to do that? Well, why wouldn't I? Because this is the kind of thing, these are the kind of results that I get. If I jump onto my documents, and if I just jump into what I've got here, Dropbox recommendations, this is what I've created. It's just recommendations from some of the best recommendations that I've got. As you can see, they're just moved around. I've just put them on there, put a nice header, and I save that as a PDF. And every time I speak to a client for the first time, I attach my personal recommendations on there. And I can send them to it. I can put them on the website, Don't think that your recommendations have to stay on LinkedIn, because they don't. And there's nothing better than a recommendation that has a face on it that's traceable. Because if it's traceable, you can go there and say, you know, what was Adam Petford really like? And my card's on the table. So yes, LinkedIn recommendations are great, but also you can move on to other things onto your website. I've got my list of recommendations up there as well. If you look down here, those are my recommendations as a PDF attached. So you can get some great evidence, and the best thing about it is you can sort of move it off LinkedIn and put it on your other sales. Yeah, if I write a proposal, I'll put a couple of recommendations just throughout the proposal, just to seed it and make it look a lot more professional. So that really helps as well. So get some good recommendations and put them about your sales material. Fantastic thing. Great way to make yourself head and shoulders over the competition. Okay, so that's your LinkedIn profile. I hope I've given you some great tips. When I did the training, we spent over an hour on profile. We keyword it, position the job titles, get your skills and endorsements right, get the layout right. It's really important. But those few tips I've given you, position yourself with your headline, summary with passion, some recommendations to back it up. If you can do that, you're going to be 99% ahead of everyone else on LinkedIn. I can promise you that. So let's move on now to building your network. How do you build these networks? What do you do? Well, let me just explain how networking works. Go up here, and the way it works is LinkedIn gives you first, second, third, and group and third line connections. What does that mean? Well, your first line connection is somebody that you're already connected to, that accepts your connection, and it's designed for collaboration. So if I just search my first line, let's have a look. I want to come up with 3,280 people. That's great. All these people here, I can message. I've got contact details. We can collaborate. We're designed to work together. But what LinkedIn is incredibly amazing at, beyond everything else, it tells you who they know. So if I suddenly connect with Wendy Reed, and all of a sudden in her upline, our sales director from London, I can go, great, I can now work Wendy. I can give her a few training sessions. I can get some introductions to the people I really want to get. But LinkedIn tells me that. If I've just got a business card, I wouldn't have a clue. You'd be amazed, the people that you connect with, what routes it will give you. Now, let me show you how it really works. Okay, so second line contacts, they're the people that are one hop away. So how many people do you think I can reach in business through LinkedIn right now that are one hop away? I'll tell you, 819,700 people are one step away from me in business. There is a lifetime of business there to go through. Not only that, I can put a profile in front of them that's going to be packed with my value, talk about what I do passionately, and backed up with recommendations. It's going to be a real way in. It's going to get me those appointments. So can you see how incredibly powerful LinkedIn is? Any one of these people here, if I look at this guy here, Neil Coombs, a CEO, okay, I don't like that picture, by the way. He doesn't need to be wearing a bow tie like that. It just doesn't look, I don't like it. It needs to be a proper picture. That's a Facebook picture. Anyway, let's not bust Neil too much. Okay, it's nice and visual there. Okay, so let's say I want to speak to Neil. It's the second line. That's great, because all that means is he's one step away. Go down here, and I've got over 40 people in my network that know Neil. All these people give you an introduction to him. I don't have to cold call him anymore. Get an introduction, connect to LinkedIn, and book an appointment. How easy is that? And if I go through LinkedIn, I can cherry pick my way through this list. I can sort of put in here, job title, and put in here, sales director, people right in my target market. I can go current, and if I want big companies, I go W1, London, 10-mile radius, do a search on that, and we'll have a look at who we got. I have got, believe it or not, 7,000 people that are in my network. They're sales directors. This guy here, look, Dion. That's a better picture. He needs his headline sorted out. But Dion Brethren here, I still want to communicate, talk to him. I've got two choices. I can try and cold call him. Can I speak to sales director, please? What's the calling connection with? Blah, blah, blah. Or I go down here, and it'll tell me, Wendy, is that a complete fluke or what? Wendy Reed's the connection I've just shown you. That's a complete fluke. But Wendy, I actually know pretty well. I can go to Wendy. I can say, can you give me an introduction to this guy? How well do you know him? Yes, it doesn't work every time, but you know what? It works sometimes. And if it works 1 out of 10, I'm doing pretty well. So that's the process. I'm going to show you how to send that engagement message in a minute. Let me show you how to build a network. There's lots of ways you can build a network, but essentially LinkedIn doesn't like you connecting with people that you don't know already. There's not an option there. So what I want you to do first of all, this is another great action, is to reconnect through LinkedIn. Just spend some time going up here. If you've got a big box of business cards, which most of us have, we sort of go around connecting business cards. What they tend to do is you connect a business card, and if nothing happens, it goes in the box and gets forgotten about. And sort of 3 months later or 4 months later, your box gets bigger, then you've got 1,500 business cards. They don't remember you. You don't remember them. That fleeting relationship has died because nothing happened at that moment. But who's to say in 6 months' time they'll have a buying trigger? There's not like, oh, God, I met that guy 6 months ago. He's an accountant. I need him, but I can't remember him. And I met another accountant last week in a networking group. I think I'll use him. You're leaving. If you've got a drawer full of business cards, I guarantee you're leaving money on the table, and you don't want to be doing that. So let's go down here now and show you what to do. So if you've got a business card, let's say, I've got this guy here, and it's called Phil Ward. I've got his card in front of me. Let's see if I can find him and reconnect with him. Now, there's 496 Phil Wards on there. Oh, God, okay. I don't want to go through all of them, do I? That's no problem, because if we go to the advanced search on here and go people, we can take out Phil Ward and go Phil Ward like this, okay, and then put up here, let's say he's an accountant. Okay, like that, and we'll do a search to see what we got. There we go. UK tax man. That was a guess. I didn't mean to put that in there, but it just shows you how to work. So if you've got a business card, do a keyword search on what it says on the card. If he's an accountant or in marketing, it'll give you that information. Let's say I want to connect with Phil now. What's really important when you connect with people is you got to connect like that, and you get these options here. Always go with this option. We've done business together. Even if you haven't, it's the best one there. You don't want to be saying colleague or classmate, and you don't want to be saying friend. You don't want to say other because it'll ask for the email address. If you don't know his email address, it goes to a black hole, and you never know. So go we've done business together. What's really important here is you send a personal note. Never send that default note. LinkedIn is awful at these default messages. Hi, I want to add you to my network. We absolutely hate generic messages. Why? Because we get bombarded with them every day. Who likes a generic message? It's from a system. It's to you and 1,000 people. We don't read them. We don't like them. So personalize it. Hi, Phil. I found your business card in my drawer. We met about 6 months ago at BNI networking event. I'd like the opportunity to reconnect you on LinkedIn. Speak soon, Adam. Bang, send that off. Personal message outlining the circumstances. Really, really important thing to do. So obviously when I connect with Phil, I've then got the ability to look at his contacts. I can see if there's a way in. I can book an appointment. It gives me a whole load of ways I can now engage Phil in. It might necessarily be for direct business. It might be for introductions. But, I can take that relationship. I can take it from a cold business card and move it closer towards me. And I've got multiple chances I can sort of update, keep in contact. Connect on LinkedIn, you're a step closer to me. I've got dozens of opportunities to work you with. I can actually now got a chance of building a relationship. Because someone connects you on LinkedIn, they see your face, they see your recommendations, particularly if your profile's personalized, it's humanized, it's full of passion, they'll feel they're one step closer to you. So when you do call them, they're more likely to be interested. Hello, we connect on LinkedIn. Look, we connect, let's have a conversation. Oh, right, okay. They're going to give you more time. It's going to scrape the frost off that cold call. So that's a great way to grow your network. Another way to grow your network is to go through groups. If you go on groups like this, groups are a great way to grow your network, by the way. All these groups in here. What you do is you simply go up here and you find whatever group that you want to find. There's loads of groups and all sorts of things. But if I go down here now, I can network in New York. I can network in Birmingham. I can network in Croydon. I can network in the Chamber of Commerce. I can network for recruitment consultants, fundraising, whatever I want. There'll be a group on what your market is. Once you find the group, I'm going to jump in here and go New York. Why? Because I want to show off. I went to New York about 2 years ago and did a load of training over there. I got the business exactly by doing this. No other way. Once you join a group, you get special powers. Now, there's 700 members in this group. Normally, LinkedIn don't like you connecting people that you don't know. We know that, okay? But there's a little workaround here that actually works really well. Now, believe it or not, accountants are people that I like to talk to because they're trusted advisors and they always know sales directors and they're just trusted people. So they can give me good introductions. They're regarded as good business people. Okay, let's have a look down here. Right, I want to speak to a chartered accountant. Ray Romanansky, this guy here, Now, he's a chartered accountant. I'd taken CPA as a chartership in America. He needs to get his headline sorted out, but this is a chartered accountant. Okay, big up line. I'm now going to get 458 second line people in my network. We want that. He's a chart. Look, he's worked for these companies. Sony Music Entertainment. He's going to know the sales director of Sony. He only worked there. A couple of years ago. This guy can give me some great connections in New York. So I want to connect with. What do I do? Well, because we're through groups and I go for connect, what you can see is a new option appears. Groups, go like that. There's the option. Go on here. Now, when you connect with people for the first time through LinkedIn, big them up. Make them feel good. A lot about LinkedIn, a lot of success. The reason why I have a lot of success is I dig into psychology a little bit. It's not enough just to say, hi, Ray, I want to connect with you. It's like, who are you? Ugh. I might say something like this. Ray, I'm looking to connect. I'm looking to reach out to the best accountants in the New York area. And I come across your profile in the networking group Bergen area. I use the word love, some love in there. I'd love the opportunity to connect with you on LinkedIn for our mutual benefit. Speak soon, Adam. Nice, easy message like that. Big them up. I think you're great. Blah, blah, blah. All that sort of stuff. And people will want to connect with you. So when you connect with people for the first time through a group, big them up. I can see by your profile you're excellent. Man, you look fantastic. You great. I want to speak to a fantastic solicitor. Just humans want to be made to feel good at the end of the day. If you make them feel good, they're going to open up to you. And more likely, I'm glad I clicked that because this guy's made me feel good. He thinks I'm a great accountant. Maybe I am. Ooh, I feel good now. They're more likely to take you more seriously and connect with you. More likely to read your headline, more likely to take the next step. So big people up when you connect with them. Okay, well, that's growing your network. There's lots of other things I can cover, but I just wanted to give you some useful tips there. Let's have a look at what else that we got here. Building a network, engagement tactics. That's a good one, isn't it? Now, I've shown you, haven't I? It's not difficult to get people to connect with you. You know, you can literally go through here, go through the process. You know, what I would typically do here is, if I want to speak to a sales director, people like this, and I go job title, sales director. If I want a big company, don't bother with this down here. Just go EC1. I know that's going to be a big company, and let's try and capture the whole of London there like that. Okay, what we got? Take out first line and take out group members. Oh, I should go group members, that's fine. Do a search on that. I've got 2,000 people here. Now, this guy here, Mark Williams, can you see the size of the company? It's not a bad prospect list, is it, if you want to speak to salespeople? I mean, they're all on here. I've got 2,000 people. I could chip away at this list over a couple of months. So let's look at Mark Williams. Okay, this guy here. I see his face. I really feel like I know the guy, which is good. Now, second line, that's good. I'm not a fan of using in-mails, by the way. In-mails don't tend to be too successful. I believe they're a blatant sales attempt. And it'll kind of pester Mark, and it comes from the system. You know, LinkedIn, professional email request. Madam Petford wants to talk to you about LinkedIn training. Oh, big deal. He's excited over that. It comes across as a big frame. It's not personalized. I don't have too much success with that. I don't have too much success with this either, trying to get professional introductions. Again, it comes across as systemized, and it's too easy to ignore. Some people might have some spam filters and stuff that roll out generic messages. So what I'll do is this. I already know he's 500 plus. There's a good chance he'll connect with me. I'm going to remember his name because I always forget their names. I'll go down here like this, and I've got lots of people I can connect with there. What have I got here? Out of that people there, I would say Wendy's the best contact that I've got. Okay. I'm going to send her a message, and it's a personal message. And what it'll say here is introduction, and it'll say, "Hi, Wendy. We connect on LinkedIn. There, depending on what relationship we're in. You might say, I don't know you, but we're connected. Can you help me out, possibly? But we're connected on LinkedIn. I'm looking to speak to the best sales directors in the country. And notice that Mark is a connection of yours. Can you please help me out by making an introduction?" Poof, and leave it at that. Leave it on edge. Can you please help me out by making an introduction? Speak soon, Adam. What people tend to do is, how do you want me to do it? What kind of introduction do you want? And then you're into a conversation. Then you can work the introduction. But by leaving it on the edge like that, people can't help but respond by saying, how do you want me to do it? But I can then say, how well do you know him? And stuff. And the introduction process is something like cover and training. And it's about, it's a great way to introduce people through LinkedIn. I don't have time to cover now. But if you start sending that message, you'll start getting responses and people want to make introductions. So let's say we go through that process, okay? Now, let's just jump on a connection already. let's just go, let's go to a connection. Okay, let's say this guy here. Let's just jump on someone. Alan, okay? Let's say Alan Gold, I've just connected with using that process, and he's a sort of a sales director. I know he isn't, but let's say he is just for this, because the principle's exactly the same. What I need to do now, and you want to do this within 24 hours, I want to get Alan on the phone. I don't want to sell him on here. I'm not going to try to sell to him. I haven't got a chance with LinkedIn. LinkedIn's probably made me think, oh, okay, useful, but no more than that. Okay? So what have I got to do? I'm going to send a message. Try and do this within 24 hours of connecting. If you leave it any longer, whatever, they're going to sort of remember you a little bit because they've connected. If you leave it any more than sort of 24 hours, then they're going to forget about you, and they're not going to respond. So 36 hours at the absolute maximum. Leave more than 48, forget it. If you can do it within a couple of hours, bang, you'll get the appointment. So it's important to sort of check every day to see who's connected. So what I'm going to say here is I'm going to go, great to connect. Always be really positive. Great, thank you for connecting now. This is what I call my engagement message, and write down the format and the formula because it will work in every scenario. And I've literally spent, sort of 3 years trial and error working out the best way to approach people. And this is the best way that I can come up with, and I give you this for free. All right, here we go. First of all, you summarize the situation. Where are we? How did we get to this position in the first place? Hi, Alan. Thank you for accepting my connection. I asked Wendy to connect me to the best sales director she knew. She immediately thought of you. Remember, big people up. Yeah. Hi, Alan. Thank you for accepting my connection. I hope you don't mind me finding you in a group. I was looking for great sales directors. Whatever the situation is, how did I get to connect with Alan in the first place? Just crystallize that straight away. So you no doubt about where you are. Okay, we've got that. Brilliant. Now, 2, the idea. Now, notice my terminology here. I'm not selling, I have an idea. Now, if you have an idea, it's quite benign. So, Alan, I've got an idea. Oh, tell us your idea. Alan, I want to sell you something. Which one is he going to want to hear more? An idea is a two-way thing. It's something that he can think about and consult. In NLP words, an idea is a much softer word to use. So what I'm going to say there is, I've got an idea, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring someone else, an example, into the message. So I might say something like this. Alan, last month I worked with 2 sales directors, very similar to you, and I was able to help their sales team use LinkedIn to reduce their cold calling by over 50%, and they're now booking more appointments as a result. I was wondering if I can do a similar thing for you. You see what I'm doing there? I'm bringing in a comparison. Now, if you're in a comparison, you can't really refute that. So you might be in a utility warehouse, and you might want to say, hi, Alan. I recently helped a business owner, a great business owner just like you, by giving him a second income. With that second income, he was able to build his first business. Looking at your profile, I think you're quite similar, and I'm wondering, it's always good to wonder. You want to wonder, sit there wondering. Use your language, nice and soft languaging. I can wonder if I could do a similar thing for you. That's your idea. So if you can do a comparison, it's great. What you don't want, use the word similar, not the same, because you can refute same, you can't refute similar. Really important that you get those wording in there, because it takes the edge off the email. And so what I'm doing there is I'm saying, Alan, I did this great work for someone just like you, and I'm wondering if I could do a similar thing. What's wrong with that? It's a benign business approach. That's what it is, and it gets results. So don't sell, come up with an idea. And the third part of the message is your call to action. Make sure you have a call to action in there. What am I doing there? Call to action. Okay. Make sure you have a call to action in there. If you don't have a call to action, then they won't do anything. They'll go, okay, fine. What's your call to action going to be? Keep it short and keep it easy. Alan, I like to use the word love because, we're emotional people. At the end of the day, we just want to be loved. So if you start using words like that, you connect with them emotionally more, and selling is all about making emotional connections. People don't buy logically, they buy an emotion. Adam, can you help me get my sales team performing so I can get a promotion so I can send my wife to university, or send my daughter to university? That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about anything else. So things like that is going to make him want to talk to me. So my call to action would be something like, hi, Alan, I'd love to speak to you the next couple of days. Can you let me know a good time to call? Bang. And I'll just send it out. Don't make this message too long. Don't waffle. So summarize, Alan, I think you're great. Thanks so much, Wendy, for the connection, and thank you for accepting my connection. I worked the sales director just like you last month, and I was able to do these amazing things. And the more accurate you can be, the better. If you put numbers in there, even better. I wondered if I could do a similar thing for you. If you're open to a call, I'll give you a call the next couple of days. Speak soon, Adam. Bang. And I just send that off. And I get probably for every 10 messages I send, I'll expect to book one appointment with that. Now, remember, there's 2,500 sales directors go through there, and it takes about 15 minutes to send 10 emails out. So for 10 minutes work, you should be looking at booking one appointment. Not too bad. How many times, how many networking events and stuff does it take to get a bona fide lead? A lot more than that. So you can see where this can fit into your sales cycle. So that's that. Nice, simple message just goes off. That's my engagement message. In the training, we'll actually work on a personalized one. But if you follow that process, even if you're connecting with people for networking reasons, even if you're connecting with people, if you're reconnecting, try and use that format and that process. You'll get some really good results with that. And the last thing I'm going to show you before I sort of crack on is this. Let's just jump on here. And if we go down here, okay. Now, what I tend to do here is all the people that I connect with and are not ready to sort of engage me professionally straight away, that's okay. Because what I'll do is, this guy's just connecting me here, okay, and I'll try and, this guy's connected to me, I'll try and get him on the phone, try and have a chat with him, try and see what he wants. Now, there's a very good chance you'll say, Adam, I think you're great, but I'm not ready yet. No problem. Selling doesn't work overnight. You're going to sort of work people and get their trust first. That's no problem. I can send them a free guide or whatever, okay? What I will do is I'll press tag. Now, tag is a way to segment your network. I'll go down here and I'll put them into what I call long-term nurture, like that, and I'll save that. And it'll take him out now and put him into a group. So if I now go over here and go keeping in touch, I've changed the name to that, which confused me a little bit, okay? Now, all contacts, tag, go along here, go to long-term nurture. There we go. Now, can you see here? These are all the people that I've connected with that are sort of, yeah, not quite ready yet to engage, but certainly shown some interest. So what I can do now is I can select them all and I can send them a message. There we go. Bang. Can you see here? Now I know for a fact that 2 or 3 people are going to have a buying trigger. What's a buying trigger? Well, I probably can't sell you a vacuum cleaner right now because you don't need one. No matter how good a salesperson I am, I don't need a vacuum. No, I don't need a vacuum cleaner. I don't need one. Go away. No, go away. Okay. 6 months time or weeks later, his vacuum cleaner breaks down. Desperate needs a vacuum cleaner. There's a buying trigger. Oh, that guy I connected last week. Let's have a chat with him. Stay in the back of your target market's minds, and when they get a buying trigger, they'll think of you. It's amazing how many times that happens. Just because you meet someone on LinkedIn and buy from you straight away, don't mean in 6 months' time he's going to think, I need that guy now. I've got a reason. Yeah, maybe with Pete. Maybe Pete, you connect with the sales director. And he says, no, my sales team's fine, thank you, but I'll let you know. There's no problem. In 6 months' time, you might have a nightmare with your sales team. Where did that guy connect you with? I took his business club. I can't remember him, and you lost the opportunity. So what you want to do is do this and untick that box there, which means it sends them personally. And what I do sort of once a month is just send them a nice simple email. And really what it's doing is keeping in contact with them. So I might say here, LinkedIn tip, LinkedIn update. Did you realize that LinkedIn's now doing this, it's doing that? All I'm doing is I'm staying in the back of their minds. So if I can stay in the back of their minds for long enough, what will actually happen in the end is, quite a few of these people might have a buying trigger. I need some internet marketing. I need to know. Who's Adam Petford? Oh, he says some good stuff. I'll give him a call. Happens more times than you'll believe. So I am making sure that no sales are leaking through my funnel. And that's one thing you must do these days, because getting business is hard these days. Getting clients is more challenging now because of competition, because of technology, because of the ability we have to connect with people. So don't let any opportunity slip through your fingers. So connect people here. Treat it as a funnel once a month or even once every 2 weeks. Send them a bit of information. You'll stay in the back of their minds. So all of a sudden, yeah, that guy, Pete, that I connected with sort of 6 months ago, he sent some really good stuff through, really good stuff that's in line with his why. let's give them a call. Give them a call. Yeah. So many times we'll say, yeah, we connected on LinkedIn 6 months ago, got a few of your updates. Now we need your help. Well, who's to say if I don't do those updates, he goes networking and doesn't meet another LinkedIn trainer, no social media coach. They're all out there. I lose the opportunity. Why? Because I didn't stay in contact with them. So stay in contact with people, nice and easy, a nice benign way, and they will start dripping through. There's no problem with that at all. Okay, that's long-term nurture. Let's crack on, and let's give you some. Let's look at some questions and answers. Let's just see. Anyone got a question? Raise your hand now. I'm happy to answer it. Anyone got something they'd like to question me on? I'll do it in real time. Just raise your hand, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got. Just to go through a couple of classic questions that I have. If I go in here, one of the questions that people always ask me is, do I need to upgrade? Do I need to upgrade to the premium version? I say absolutely not. The premium version gives you very little. All that I coach on LinkedIn is on the free version. You don't need to upgrade. The only advantage you get with upgrade, I mean, you get these sort of parameters down here, like this, which they're no good actually. Sort of company size, that's fine, but if the person doesn't put the company size in the first place, you won't come up and you risk missing people out. You want to search on company size, use postcode. If I want to search big IT companies, RG1, M4 corridor. If I want big finance companies, EC1. If I want little companies, rural. As a rule of thumb, that'll get you to the right sort of companies. I guess the other thing that you get with the premium version is you get a bit more granularity with who's been viewing your profile, which can be useful. Is it worth £30 a month? Probably not, but go down here, and I can get a nice view here. Now, you get the first 5 if you're on the free version, but you can sort of go here indefinitely, and it'll tell you, look, and go right back here. Well, to be honest with you, if someone viewed my profile 2 weeks ago, I'm not really going to, I can't really get myself, you viewed a profile 2 weeks ago. It's like, yeah, maybe I did, so what? It's only going to be useful if it's a couple of days anyway. So I would say, my advice is, don't invest in the premium version. Spend your money on training and get the most out of the free version. We've got Alison here with a question. Alison, how are we doing?
Hi, I was just interested in what you said. When you've seen that someone's viewed your profile, would you send them a message and kind of make a connection?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah, I do that. So let's go down here now. I will do, yeah. This guy here says they're not connected already, but Andrew Thompson is. So absolutely, I mean, he's got a terrible profile picture there. What I'd do there, I'd send him a message, yeah. And I would say something like, hi, Andrew, notice you looked at my profile. Is there anything I can help you with? Sure, it's a great thing to do. A lot of these people, it tell you, that means they're connected. This person here means he's one link away. He's a second line. So I guess what I could do, this guy here, Phil Rams, he's a Phil Rams boss. I'm here, connect with him. And potentially I could offer a connection. But be very careful in your message here. We've done business together, like that. And make sure you put in there, Phil, I hope you don't mind. I know that you looked at my profile. I can see that you're a great sales coach. It'd be great to connect and see if we can help each other out. Soften your message like that. And yeah, it's a great way to build connections. Thanks, Alison. Okay, let's crack on. Oh, no, we've got Pete here with a question. Pete, how are we doing?
Yeah, I had a question for you. Is there any way that you can set it up so that people are not updated every time you change your profile?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, go down here. Privacy and settings. Okay? You log into your privacy and settings, and then you want to privacy controls here. Turn off your activity broadcasts. Untick that, and people won't know when you make changes.
Right. Is there a way to selectively let people know? Like, I don't want everybody in my network to know every time I make a change.
No, it's on or off.
Okay.
But you can do it. You can turn it off for a day, then turn it back on again. So if you can make lots of changes, just turn it off. Okay, Pete?
Mm-hmm.
Great stuff. Right, let's crack on. Let's now move on to a couple of things I want to cover with you. Those are the kind of numbers you can get. 20 invites, you should be able to get 10 exceptions. 10 messages, book 1 appointment. So we're looking at a turnaround, return on investment of 1 appointment for 30 minutes work. Not too bad. And this is how I get my leads. Okay? And the kind of things that I can offer you, we do lots of training. I do more than LinkedIn as well. I do sort of internet marketing and social media. It's such a massive subject. But I always say to people, get your LinkedIn profile and strategy right first, then worry about other things later. The best service I can offer you is my one-to-one coaching program. I'll work with you over webinar in a similar way to this. It's one-to-one though, so we can focus. In that 4 weeks, we'll put 1 hour a week, and I'll give you lots of actions to do in between. So we're actually busy all week, and it's the things that you do in between where you learn the most. So I say, go away and get me 10 recommendations. Come back what we got, what's worked and what hasn't. Go away and just go away to get action plan every call. In that 4 weeks, I'll understand you, I'll understand your business, and we'll deliver results for you. It's a one-to-one coaching program. It's the best service I can offer. I believe the best training is over a number of sessions, not a one-off. Because the biggest challenge with training is what you do afterwards. Too many people turn up to training courses, they get blown away by the content, but they have a real problem with following through with it. They'll sort of get in front of their profile and go, "Oh, that may look so easy," and their life is taken over, and they don't take the results, and they don't take the action, and don't get the results. That makes me an entertainer rather than a trainer. I don't like that. So the one-to-one coach, you can do it 1 to 2. I've no problem with that at all. So if you've got a couple of you, you can invest in that. That's fine. I'm doing it's bloody June now, isn't it? I'm doing a special offer through June, 347 plus VAT. It's a great investment. Think about how valuable is it to you to get 1 lead a day? How long will it take to get that money back? Not long. So that's the best service I can offer you, and I'm going to send you some details about that afterwards. Other thing I can do is I actually run LinkedIn workshops now. We actually run them over the country, but I do one. Sorry about this. It's an old thing. I've actually got one on the 13th of May, but it's £75 plus VAT. And it's 3 hours. It's really, really interactive. I'll send you the details for that, like in Hampshire though, so I understand people are probably not. That's probably not on your doorstep. The other thing that I do is I offer a great service around internet marketing, social media marketing, and sort of manage Twitter. What I suggest you do is I'm going to send you the link. I'm happy to give you a call and just talk about what it is that you want to do. And I'm happy to talk about the best solution for you. Because LinkedIn, internet, it all fits together, and you've got to sort of understand it all. But it may well be, if you're just in sales, that LinkedIn's a great tool for you. So if you come on here, book an assessment with me, we'll have sort of a half-hour call. I'll understand your business, and I'll see what I can do and I'll recommend you the best service. I'll send you that link afterwards. But obviously, if you want to go to the one-to-one train straight away, just go ahead and book it. That's the offers that I'm going to send you afterwards. I love training. I do great in-house training as well for sales teams. I love working with people. I love getting them results. I've been doing it for sort of 4.5 years. I've got nearly 300 recommendations. I'm really good at what I do. I'd love the opportunity to work with you, because I know if you're not using LinkedIn right now, you're leaving money on the table. It's as simple as that, really. I'm going to end with this. Jim Ron, poor guy, died last year, but I love this because things are getting, business is challenging. Business is tough sometimes. You get on the phone, you don't get the sales. People say no, it brings you down, and you get yourself in a bit of a rut. You start talking yourself out of making sales attempts, and you're in that side. I know that. I've been there. And you wish for things easier. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Take the challenge. Just get better at what you're doing, and that will reap its benefits. So if you're not using LinkedIn, learn how to make appointments through LinkedIn. Don't wish it was easier. Get better. And my promises to you is I'll help you get better. I'll help you use LinkedIn to book appointments, and that's my commitment, and I hope I get the opportunity to work with you. It's 6 o'clock. I don't like to overrun because I respect your time. I'm going to say thank you very much for taking an hour out of your life to listen to this. I really hope it's been of value, and I really hope that we can talk afterwards, and I hope that I can help you some more. Have a fantastic evening. Summer is here, although it's raining outside. It's getting warmer. Have a great weekend, and I shall look forward to speaking to you soon. If you do something else for me as well, if you can just share and let people know about this webinar, that would also be incredibly useful for me. So thank you very much, and I will speak to you all very soon.